Dear students, I hope all of you are fit and fine, safe and sound, hale and hearty in this pandemic. Stay home, stay safe. Today I'm all set to grab the story, The Necklace. Today I'm going to summarize and give you the background of the story, The Necklace. Now this necklace is combination of two words, neck and lace. Lace is something very lacy, decorative, no, something to beautify and embellish your neck. But don't make it a horror story. Don't make it a horror story by making it a necklace. No, most of you make this mistake of making it a horror story by making neck and lace, that is without the neck, and that becomes a haunted story. So let's now start with the next. It's written by Guy de Maupassant. Maupassant is a French writer. We'll know it's not G-U-Y, it's pronounced as Guy de Maupassant, okay, in the French. Next, let's know about the author. Guy de Maupassant volunteered in the army at the age of 20, and he was suffered a lot. Although he was born in 1850 until 1893 survived. All of you know he's a French famous short story writer. He wrote 300 short stories. He's prolific writer. That means he wrote so many of them as short stories. At the same time, he wrote 6 novels and 3 travel books. You know, travel books are travelogues. No, they are written documentation of while you travel, and the volumes of verses, poetry. And unfortunately, he died in sanatorium, that is what is mental asylum. There are 3 main characters in the story: the husband and wife, Mr. Loisel and Mrs. Loisel. Now, Mr. M stands for what the M stands for? M-O-N-S-I-E-U-R. That M-O-N-S-I-E-U-R stands for Mr. in French. And what is Mr. in French? Is not O-N is not to be pronounced, and it is Monsieur. Monsieur. And M-M-E is for Madam. Extra E in French, and it is M-M-E for Madam. And the first name of Mrs. Loisel is Matilda, and his friend, like their friend in fact, Matilda's schoolmate, Madame Forester, a rich friend of Matilda. Now let's explore the story, what is in the story. Now this is the girl, Matilda. She's very beautiful. She's young, pretty woman, and who often indulges in daydreaming, reverie. Now, daydreaming is something, if it is for a short while, it's good. You dream about your future and your, but when it becomes your fantasy, you keep on, thinking and indulging in that, then it is a cause of the disaster. Fantasizing is, moving away from the realities, and she always dissatisfied with what she is. And that is one of the reasons why she is dissatisfied with what she is. She dreams of luxurious and glamorous life of a rich, and she always desires to be praised and appreciated for her looks. As she was beautiful, she was the genuine desire. She wanted to be appreciated, and she wanted to be praised by all people around her. But born in a poor family, she was born in the family of clerks, and she also married a clerk, and she had no means to become known and marry a rich man. Now this is what unfortunate thing, because she was born in the past century, as well as she was born in a poor family. There was no means to become rich and famous, so she married Mr. Loisel. You can see in the picture, Matilda is married to Mr. Loisel. M stands for Mr., that is in French it is called Monsieur, A clerk, C-L-E-R-K. It's Hindi, it is clerk, but in English it is pronounced as clerk in the Ministry of Public Instructions. Now, this man was a gentleman, very caring. One day, because she was now always upset, one day the caring husband, who is caring husband, Mr. Loisel, happily brings an invitation of the Ministry of Public Instructions. Now you can see the invitation over here for the ball. Now what ball is? Ball is the one you play, and second meaning of the ball is the ball dance, the waltz. This is a beauty and ambiguity of English, that one meaning has one word has several meanings. And to make this his wife feel cheerful, and why he brought it was for select chosen people, but he brought it for somehow he arranged and he brought it for his wife, and just to make her happy, cheerful. He wants to please her as she was unhappy, but alas. But unfortunately, Matilda's response was not so jovial or happy. No, not so cheerful. She was again upset. And the invitation says the Minister of Public Health, Public Instructions, asked the owner of Messier and Madame Loisel's company Monday evening, January 18th, at Minister's residence. This is what the invitation said. Matilda gets more disappointed that she has neither good clothes or nor jewelry. Now there is, in a British, there is an extra E in the spelling, jewelry, suitable for the ball. And this is what she desired, that's why she was upset. She was not having any clothes, any good one, any dress or any costume to dress her up for the ball. Emotionally, she says to her husband to give the invitation to someone else who deserves to be be part of the occasion. It's useless. I cannot go because I don't have a worthy dress. So give it to somebody who is better equipped, has some good dress or good jewelry. Generous and considerate husband offers her. Now what he offers? A good amount for a clerk. 400 francs. Francs is a currency of France. What is the currency of France? Francs. On the demand to buy a new dress from his personal savings. Now from his personal savings, he been long saving for his hobby of going with his friends in the summer to shoot some lark. Lark is a kind of bird. Excuse me. After getting her dress, Matilda still displeased. Now she wants jewelry. Mr. Loisel suggests her to wear some flowers, as she looks very pretty with them. You can see in the picture. And he adds, in this season they look very chic. Now very chic here means very attractive, very beautiful. Unhappy Matilda replies, I am vexed not to have a jewel. Now she is saying, I am vexed, I am annoyed, I am angry, nothing to adorn myself with, and I don't have anything to beautify, embellish or decorate myself. I shall have such a poverty-stricken look. I will look poor. Poverty-stricken in excuse me, very poor among the rich ladies. There's nothing more humiliating. That word means humiliating is insulting or embarrassing, and have such a shabby air in the midst of rich women. Now in the midst of rich women, that means in the middle of, among the rich women. Women is plural and woman is singular. More humiliating. Don't confuse this word humiliating with humble. Humility. Humility is a root word of humble. What is the root word of humility? Humble. and humiliating is insulting or embarrassing. So don't be confused. Humiliating is very different from the word humility. Humility, the root word of humility is humble. You can see in the picture how she was look with flowers, but lastly her husband, after quite few arguments, her husband suggested the Matilda to borrow some jewels from her friend. Who is a friend? Remember the third character in the story, Madame Forester, a rich lady, a friend. Although Matilda used to jealous of her, because whenever used to come back from her home, she used to cry a lot in despair and disappointment that she cannot be rich like her. Matilda likes the idea, and her friend opens the closet for her, and she was very generous and large-hearted woman, and she opened her wardrobe, and she gave away everything what she had to choose from. She tries Venetian cross of gold. Venetian is from Venice, and many more pieces of jewels of admirable workmanship. Admirable is something which you can admire, look up, and workmanship is craftsmanship, something skillfully made or very nicely chiseled. After trying many of the jewel pieces, she likes the one in the black satin jewelry box. You can see the picture of it, and borrows a superb necklace from Madame Forester for the party. And she thrusts it against her neck, and she is so thrilled to wear that beautiful diamond necklace. And the necklace is an example of symbolism. Up till now you have learned about symbolism in the poetry. Now this symbolism is also a part of this story. The diamond necklace stands for everything Madame Loisel has ever wanted. What she wanted? Two things: beauty and wealth. Beauty, she is already so beautiful, and wealth, she always aspired for. She always wanted the wealth in her life. But you will understand how she loses both with the necklace. At the party, Matilda is highly praised. She was, you can see everybody looking at her. She becomes a celebrity at the party, as everyone admires her beauty, and already she was beautiful, and wearing this necklace she was tremendously gorgeous. Everyone wants to be introduced to her, and she becomes a center of attraction. See, all gaping at her, and she becomes a center of attraction. Madame Loisel was a great success, and she was the prettiest of all. She is enjoying her time at the party. She was full of joy, and she danced with enthusiasm, with a lot of excitement and thrill. She was intoxicated. What does intoxicated here means? Intoxicated here means that she was now maddened by, or lost control over her mind and body. She was intoxicated. She was uncontrollable in her thrill, almost became mad with pleasure. Now, excessive of anything destroys your your stability of mind. She became intoxicated with the pleasure. She was on the ninth cloud. Both of them returned home at 4 o'clock in the morning. That the whole night they enjoyed, and they returned home at 4 o'clock in the morning. Although her husband had been half asleep in the salon since midnight, there were 2-3 more husbands whose wives were enjoying in the ball, but the husbands were resting outside in a salon, and they were waiting for their wives to come out of the dance party. And he was half asleep. He was almost sleeping, and when they returned, while returning, the caring husband, he was carrying his modest wrap, and he threw it on her shoulders to stay away from the extreme cold outside. She was already shivering there. So he takes out a modest, that means ordinary, wraps his kind of shawl or stole or covering. And Matilda hurried, but she was hurrying. Why she was hurrying? There's a reason behind it. There's a whole thinking behind it. She wanted to hide her poverty. Her gown was not matching with the stole or the shawl which she was carrying, and did not want to be seen by other rich women in furs. And other rich women were cladded in furs. You can see they were cladded in the beautiful furs, and she never wanted to be compared with the rich ladies and her poverty. When they returned home, she was having her last look at her face in the mirror. You all go out, and when you come from the party, what you do? You look at yourself in the you look at yourself now in the mirror, how you were looking, how people were complimenting, how the people were complimenting you, and they were praising you when they were liked your dress or your hairstyle, your makeup, whatever. And she was also looking herself in the mirror. Now, even if when you don't, nobody praises you, you also then examine yourself why you were not praised. At final of a view, she was having a final view of herself in her glory. Now she was having a final view of her in a glory. Which kind of glory is mentioned here? The glory of the success of the dance party. But she was aghast. Now this word is very important. She was horrified. She was stunned, startled, and lost now. Why? To see that the diamond necklace is not around her neck. It was missing. The necklace was missing, and she could not find the borrowed necklace in her neck. They searched. Who they? Mr. and Mrs. Loisel. They searched everywhere. Now, from the place they visited, they went back and they tried to locate it. Mr. Loisel returned to find in the path, in the carriage, and contact the police, the cab office, etc. to find the necklace, but in vain. What do you mean by the phrase "but in vain"? Useless. It was not fruitful attempt of theirs. He even advertised an award. If somebody finds it, award here means somebody finds it, they will pay back some money, but failed to find that necklace. The necklace has been lost. You can see Madam and Mr. Loisel going and searching all around and complaining about it in the pictures. At last, after a long search, they decided to replace the lost diamond necklace with a new one. Exactly the same string of diamonds. They thought of replacing with the same string of diamonds, and because they've been searching for almost a week now, and it is almost negligible possibilities of getting it back, or no possibilities of getting it back. So they've done, and Madame Forrester must be waiting for the return of that necklace, and it is right of her to wait for her own property, her own thing, her own possessions, her own treasures. It was of 40,000 francs. This is a huge amount. This necklace, they discovered the box of it, and they went to the store or where they can find exactly the same kind, and it was of 40,000 francs, and they could get it for 36,000 francs. Now they bargained for 4,000 francs, and they could get it in 30,000 francs. Her husband got from legacy 18,000 francs from his father as a legacy. You know what is legacy? Something which you inherit or get from your ancestors, and that is a legacy. He got it 18,000 francs. Francs already, it's a currency of France. and borrowed another 18,000 francs at an excessive, that means very high interest rates and unimaginable interest rates. That was pathetic condition to get the necklace from such a high interest rate for 18,000 francs. And that is what is now problem came now. The problem of repayment of the loan multiplies. They spent days and nights in working hard to earn every sou, every sou. Now S-O-U is sou. How this pronounced in the French? Sou. You can see every penny. Husband used to copy the each page for 5 sous, and that was the each penny they were collecting to pay back their loans. And Matilda and her husband led what kind of life they lead? Impoverished life, like a poor, like a underprivileged, like have-nots. Matilda sends away the maid and goes to the cheaper lodging. Now there is a transformation took place. They had to do so many adjustments. Now they send away the maids. She used to do all her work by herself, and cheaper lodging. She washes the dishes herself, brings water, fetches water, and whenever because her health was deteriorating, she used to breathe at every landing, every staircase, every step, and haggles. Haggles means to bargain for each sou, every sou. Her husband works tirelessly. Day and night he was working, and they faced the hardest and harshest time for 10 long years. My God. For 18,000 francs, they spent around 10 long years to pay back their loan, till their loan was paid back. This kind of life takes a heavy toll on Matilda's health. Now this phrase heavy toll, that means it costed her a lot. That caused her many problems in her health. She looks very aged woman with improper dress and shabby hair. She's now transformed. The day when she went for the dance party, she was a glamorous pretty girl, and now she is aged. After 10 years she is an aged woman. She often thinks of her earlier times when she was beautifully admired by everyone around, and she often sits at the window and as she is already daydreamer, she think of the time when she was admired by everyone, the night of the ball. Coincidentally, now after 10 years, the story is taken 10 more years to start now. Coincidentally, after 10 years, on one Sunday, Matilda walks in the Champs-Élysées. Champs in French means fields or gardens, or Champs. It is CH is pronounced as sh. Okay, like champagne, chiffon, chef. The CH is pronounced as sh. Champs-Élysées. Now this last sound is Élysées. That is a proper noun. That is a famous place in France. Meets Madame Forester with her child. Now she is also gone for the family way, and she has a child also. Madame Forester does not recognize her, and as now she looked quite old. You can see in the picture she's looking quite old, and Madame Forester is as young as before. And this transformation takes place. You can see both of them transformed, and Madame Forester was still attractive, and because she was attractive, Matilda was affected on seeing this, and she was as she was jealous from before, and she now determined to tell her that because of you I have suffered so much for 10 years. And therefore now after 10 years she talks about herself, what has happened to her, and how her necklace, which necklace? Her necklace transform their lives. They, you can see the transformation from this to this, how they have transformed their life. After listening to her touching story, Madame Forrester felt shattered. You can see they are broken, they are shattered, because she was a good lady, as she tells her that the necklace, I'm repeating again, the necklace she gave was an artificial. My God, it was fake. It was not of original diamonds, but of the stones, the crystals. It was not diamonds, it was crystal, and it was not worth above 500 francs. 500 francs is the amount similar to what they got the gown. 400 francs they got gown, and they got this, they could have gone for this necklace of 500 francs. But alas, it costed Matilda her life. The prime age of her life is being gone now. She lost her life repaying the loan which she got for that diamond necklace. No, time has gone. She may get the money now, but the prime time, and whole life changed. She became very like suffered lady. She frustrated lady. So you have understood how a small incident in your life can alter everything. Small bad step, small your something which tempts you can invite your disaster. So now what lessons we have learned in the story? The very first one is be real. Never ignore the realities. Be grounded. Don't be affected by the temptations around. Still honesty is the best policy, I tell you. And simplicity is the best sophistication. Be real, and never ignore the realities. As fake and over ambitiousness can be the cause of your destruction, can destroy you completely. Vanity is an evil. What is vanity? Vanity is to show off. It is an evil. It is something which can cause you destruction, trouble. It may bring joy for a short term. It can be, make you happy for short term, but ultimately ruins you, destroys you. Now, ending a result will be consequences of it. It will be disastrous. Daydreaming to some extent is all right. Everybody indulges in the daydreaming. But being its slave, you cannot get out of it. Always fantasizing about something, then it can be, it can invite troubles. It can invite problems to you. So never ever indulge in too much of anything. Reverie, always on the dreamland, in the ivory tower, away from the realities, escaping from them, running away from them, getting rid of them. It's not proper. Be real, be grounded, and know them. Never build a castle in the air. Never build a castle in the air means never fantasize again. So something which is not real. Be realistic, be genuine. Do not be shy of not having a luxurious life. The people try to cover up their realities, and that is disastrous. Don't ever shy of your what you are. Fake things are always fake, and truth is a beauty, and beauty is truth. Don't shy away. Don't ever feel embarrassed or insulting or humiliated by your reality. Accept that. The acceptance is the greatest thing in life, and then it can change. It can alter your perception towards life. So always be real and perceive what is genuine and real rather than covering it, putting it under the carpet. It can bring you happiness for short, but it's not the real mirth or happiness. That's all I have to say. I hope you have understood the chapter very well. So remember these lessons to be learned. Be real, never ignore realities. Fake or over ambitious thing can cause disasters or destructions. Vanity is an evil. You can write on this point. Vanity, show of pretensions, is an evil, and it can bring joy for short term but not for a long term, or it ultimately ruins you. Daydreaming or reverie is to some extent all right, but being a slave, being in the grip or in the clutches of daydreaming, you cannot help your mind going into the dreamland again and again, can invite problems and troubles. Never build castle in the air. Something solid, something having the foundation strong, that only survives. Something in the air vanishes in the air. Do not shy of not having luxurious life. Do not shy from your realities. Do not shy from what you are. If you are not having luxurious life, yes, accept that. Acceptance is a greatest kind of happiness which you can nurture. So we have learned so many things in the chapter. And that's all. Thank you, all of you. I hope you relished it and learned from this chapter. It conveys great many things. I will explain you rest in the